Hello, Namaskar. This is Firstpost and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Donald Trump has hit top gear with his tariff plans. His latest target are cars. He has slapped a 25% tariff on car imports in America. What does it mean for car makers and consumers? How have stock markets and countries reacted? And what does it mean for India? We'll discuss all of that. Meanwhile, recession fears are on the rise. More and more experts warn of a recession in the US this year or next year. We'll tell you how that may play out for India. In Washington, the storm over the war plan leaks on Signal rages on. We'll talk about how safe these messaging apps really are. Also, what is Europe's grand plan to deter Russia? It's sanctions again. And they're preparing for war, asking all European households to stock an emergency 3-day survival kit. In Asia, Kim Jong-un has a new toy, an AI-powered suicide drone. India has slammed the American panel on religious freedom, calling it an entity of concern. In Africa's Niger, the junta chief has designated himself as a president for at least 5 years. In South Korea, the scandal of mass export of babies. And in Argentina, the president is at loggerheads with football clubs. He wants to privatize them. All this and more coming up. The headlines first. Multiple attacks rock Balochistan in southwestern Pakistan. At least 8 people have been killed. The assailants targeted bus passengers and took control of major highways. They also detonated an explosive in a busy market in Quetta. The attacks took place in multiple districts of Balochistan, including Gwadar, which is home to many Chinese infrastructure projects. Russian President Vladimir Putin to visit India soon. Moscow says preparations for this trip are already underway. In July last year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had visited Russia and invited President Putin to visit India. This will be the Russian president's first visit to India since the war in Ukraine began in 2022. Israel's parliament passes a law to increase political control over judicial appointments, defying the massive protests against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The new law changes the structure of the Judicial Selection Committee, removing representatives from the Israeli Bar Association and replacing them with political appointees. South Sudan plunges into turmoil after the arrest of the first vice president. The opposition says this has invalidated the 2018 peace deal. It was a power-sharing agreement between the president and the first vice president, which ended its civil war. South Sudan is the world's youngest country. And the United Kingdom will ban ninja swords amid a knife crime crisis. The ban will come into effect from August. Possessing a ninja sword will carry a penalty of up to 6 months in jail. Knife crimes in England and Wales have been steadily rising since 2011.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
No, I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India. What we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.